Hello and good morning.
Errol,
How are you doing today, Lee?
doing great. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
I got to tell you, this one is my favorite. This album here. I mean, I've been with you guys
Right.
all the way back to If You Leave Me Now, everywhere, and I love the adventure that you take listeners on. I mean, you explore on this album.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It was very difficult to get it done because of COVID. Same old story with everything else in life, right? COVID has made a difference in everything that the world has done. And this became more of a songwriter's album than being able to bounce ideas off of each other. With email, you can't really do that.
Right.
And so it became more of a songwriter's album. And I'm just very happy and surprised, really, how well it turned out.
I love the title and I love the track that goes with it, Born for This Moment, because in listening to it, it is a moment you've created. This is going to be a summer to remember because of this album. But the way that you put that personal kind of a sexy Latin touch to it is something that says, this is my song. This is my song.
All right. Well, I see, because we couldn't get together, I always had the idea that the single, If This Is Goodbye, should be the title of the album, because it would have raised a lot more questions as to, are you guys really?
Yeah.
And the answer is really no. We're working tomorrow night. We're working the next night after that. Then we got a couple of days off and we do the same thing over again. And we'll probably be doing Chicago 39 before long. I just don't know exactly when.
Wow.
Yeah, If This Is Goodbye is doing great on the charts too. AC charts, it's in the top 20 right now.
Well, I love the chorus. I mean, the chorus.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so big, and that's what's missing from radio is that big chorus that you can't shake off so easily.
Well, I mean, not that many songs have a bridge anymore either.
Yeah. Speaking of working, you guys were just here in town, and I don't know if you guys ever received the post reactions, but everybody is talking about how that horn section walked out there with the Beach Boys because many people have never seen that before.
Oh, when we played Darling with them?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Yeah.
When you put an album like this together, I mean, what I think is really cool about this is that you got to be in your studio. That to me that's up close, personal, and it's almost like you brought the band into your home when you sit there inside your studio.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much fun being able to sit there and know that there's not somebody coming in with a session and I have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going anywhere. This is mine, baby.
Do you find yourself turning into a perfectionist though? Because I mean, when you're right there,
I've always been a perfectionist.
Yeah, I love it. So then, how do you relinquish it to Joe Thomas? Then, I mean, is that just something is that based on trust, faith, and hey, we're gonna do something different?
But based on he's the producer,
yes.
So you just send him the stuff and let him mix it and see what happens. Turned out pretty good.
Oh, pretty good. No, it's better than pretty good. I mean, on this
right.
side of the speaker. And I'll tell you what, I heard it in my studio first, and then I went and listened to it in the car. What is it about music when you get it in the car?
I don't know. But if it works in the car, it usually works anywhere.
Right. You got to tell me what you were thinking when you put together The Mermaid, because I hear Broadway in this song, and I also hear that this is going to be in movies. I just feel it's going to be in a movie.
Mermaid was a song that Jimmy and I actually recorded with, his name escapes me right now. He wrote Summer Samba, which was his If You Leave Me Now, and first worldwide phenomenon hit, Marcos Valle. And we recorded that song with him probably 20 years ago at a faster tempo. And Jimmy and I had a great time. It was an instrumental back then.
Oh, wow.
Robert put lyric to it and slowed it down a bit. And we recreated some of those horn lines from way back when. So that's what you hear now.
See, that just proves the evolution of music never stops. It's constantly changing and constantly growing.
Right. Exactly.
Let's talk about that song, Safe Harbors. Were you standing next to an ocean? Were you near water? Because, I mean, you definitely take me there.
It is pretty interesting. That was written by Neil Donnell, and he has, I guess, sort of a history of being around the water, and he incorporated that in with writing about his children as well. So uh, that's where that comes from.
Chicago has always been that go-to band when it comes to, finding that release from the everyday world. What this one does here, to me, it's not a release. It's like I'm anxious about growing forward because you're providing a platform for me to just say, what's next?
I, what's next is that, first of all, the next gig, whatever's happening, we try to keep moving forward rather than looking at what we did.
Is it true that your bus has studios on it?
We don't have a studio on it, but we brought the studio out with us.
Oh.
And then we set it up on the bus. And then we also set it up in hotel rooms, and you'll see some of that in the new documentary, which is coming out. We did the 50th year documentary. And now in the next few months, we're going to be releasing the next 5 years, because a lot of bands, some bands are fortunate enough to be together for 50 years, but very few move on past the 50 years. It's been 55 for us, so this is a chronicle of the last 5.
What's been the secret? Is it just great communication?
It is communication that really helps out. When the communication breaks down, the fixing of it is sometimes a difficult part, but integral to being able to last.
Yeah. The song For This Love, it's got a very big global appeal to it. I mean, it's almost like I'm sitting in Paris sipping on tea.
Yeah, and the strings take you there. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Right. Yeah, that was one of the few songs that we didn't do brass on, just a trombone solo there.
You guys have always been that band that doesn't give their albums a title. You just say, just give it a number.
That's right. That's right. The first album was Chicago Transit Authority. We changed the liner notes. We changed our name in the liner notes to Chicago. And for my money, every album since then has been called Chicago.
How you guys got to work with Dick Clark back in those days of him being out there on tour and stuff like that. My God, what was that experience like for you personally?
We started doing TV shows with him back then.
Wow.
Terry and Walt and Danny went on the Cavalcade of Stars. So they were on the bus that was, and those buses were not outfitted like the buses are today. They were more like, you had to lift somebody up into the baggage rack, which is where they slept if they could sleep at all. So that was some tough traveling. Traveling has never been easy and doesn't get any easier now than it did then. But the Cavalcade of Stars, those guys went back on and backed up everybody.
Wow.
All the big hit bands at the time.
Wow. Well, congratulations on Born for This Moment. Well, like I said, it is going to be the soundtrack of the summer of 2022, sir.
All right. Thanks, Errol.
Well, you keep in touch with us, okay? Because we love the story of Chicago.
All right. Thank you.
Be brilliant today, sir.
All right. You too.